Hey, what's up? My name's Cameron and this is Design Based, a channel where I talk about everything design. Today we have a fun video that's going to be a random word generated logo channel. Today we have a fun video that's going to be a random word generated logo challenge. So what does that mean? It means we're going to go online, find some completely random words with a generator, and from there hopefully kind of combine them and see what sort of logos we can make. So basically what we're going to do here is hop on this website. Now I just found a random one. I think it's the one he used in the other video that actually inspired me. So that video will be in the description. But basically it's going to generate us a couple of words and then hopefully they're going to make sense, be words I know, and hopefully we can combine them into a logo. I haven't tested this yet, so we might have to do some fine tuning. So here we go, let's generate the first set of words we could make a logo out of. And that is champagne and robot. Now that sounds fun. That's definitely two nouns that we know what they mean and something we could combine cool. Maybe like a little kind of AI servant or something could be fun, so we're gonna get forward with that later. But let's generate another couple that we could use. Prize and piano. So this is another one that actually seems pretty doable. It could be lots of fun. We could do something about a piano competition. We could make a piano a prize somehow, or just some luxury kind of prize pianos. And let's see what other words we might be able to use for the next one. Bonus and tapestry. Now I'm gonna be honest, these do not really inspire me too much. We could do something about getting extra fabric. It could be a wholesale tapestry store, but I think we might just skip out on this one. And let's get one more set going just in case we need it. Orange potato? I mean, it's an option, but not sure this is the best move for our creativity either. Scales and tongue. Now what this is really showing me is I have clicked too many times and I should just go with the ones we already have. So I'm gonna get off of here and I will catch you back in Illustrator. Alright, so let's start off, and right now we're going to be doing the champagne robot logo, so I'm just going to write that down and hopefully actually remember it. So I think we're going to start out here by kind of looking around the internet just for some references. We're almost going to make like a mental word map and go from there. So I'm thinking of things that relate. For champagne, it could be the bottle, it could be the cork, it could be the explosion you get when you open champagne. That's a big part of it. In terms of robot and how this relates together, I'm thinking maybe it could be like a robot server. I think those exist. Maybe combining the forms of champagne and a robot. Maybe just making like a quite luxurious upscale looking robot that would fit with this vision. But yeah, let's just get some pictures gathered and see what that looks like. I like the idea definitely of like the robot holding a tray, or we can almost look at like how an actual like upscale server, I don't know if there's a better word for that. I guess like waiter, waitress might look. Because I'm thinking like the one with the towel over his arm type thing is what I'd be looking for. This is kind of what I'm saying. These are all the different elements you could think. So there's like the pop of the champagne, even if in this case it's kind of coming out the bottle. You have the cork, you have the sparkles, and all of these elements are completely great that can be put in the logo. Like, just because your logo's about champagne doesn't mean you always need to just put a champagne bottle in the logo and call it a day there. So I really like the way they have like these three bubbles. I think that's perfect for representing champagne, but really not going over the top and just literally writing it out. So that's cool. And I think that gives us a pretty solid batch of kind of some inspiration to work off of. So from there, it's going to be a matter of kind of just getting some ideas going, maybe sketching out a couple robots. I'm going to hide my artboards and just get messy with this. But I think if we can kind of combine this robot here with maybe a bit more of like the suit and tie feel. So I like the necktie going on here. I also like what this robot's doing with the necktie. I don't know why, but I think these eyes just look fun. So maybe I'll try to get something kind of like that going. And that's just going to be a matter of almost maybe like this with some bubbles around it. And I think we should almost be there. close. He just like looks like a happy little robot. That's kind of the goal. I think what we can definitely do is take a little of these like the eye bubbles. I'm definitely getting ahead of myself here just because the mouth's not working and I want to come back to it in a sec, but I think we can take the concept of the bubbles from the eyes but pull that out a little more above him just so he almost is sparkling like champagne would be. Kind of want some motion here. Just make it feel like the bubbles are kind of coming up off of him. I'm not completely sold on it, but I think the concept's there and it kind of makes good sense. But also we do want to make sure we don't go too high with it, just because then you can never contain your logo ever again. Doesn't quite read like bubbles to me yet, and I think it might be too vertically compressed. Because yeah, even that does help a bit. I think that looks solid. Maybe give him just a little bit more of like a top of the head thing here for a transition. But ultimately I think we're starting to get like just that kind of cute professional robot, and I think that's a good way to do something like this. So that is kind of my goal here. But hey, I think that's looking pretty good. A little happy robot server servant for the word champagne robot. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of mock that up a little further, add some of the text to it. Not really sure what I'm going to name it yet, but let's find that out. Champagne bot sounds tempting. I might just name it like Bubbly Bot because I think that's kind of a fun name, really fits with it, and should work good. Then at the end, maybe I'll add just a bit of color, make it a little more fun. Here I'm thinking probably a bit like a geometric font. Maybe some rounding would be solid. Maybe this is solid, and then once we add in a little more color, I think that should kind of complete our Bubbly Bot logo, but I will do that at the end, and then I'll kind of just present the final look of Bubbly Bot. Alright, so here's the final mark for Bubbly Bot, and this is the logo we made when we generated the words champagne and robot. Now I hope you don't ding me that I didn't actually put the champagne word in the logo, but quite frankly Bubbly Bot sounds a lot better than champagne bot. But overall I'm quite happy with this. I think we really captured kind of a fun little AI server that could bring you some champagne. He looks both upscale and approachable, and I think that's really the goal I went for here. So I'm pretty happy with that mark, and it looks pretty cool. Alright, so now we're going to be working on the prize piano. Those are the two words that we generated. So like I said, this could be something about a piano competition or just a really upscale piano, but let's start off like we do everything else and just get some references going to get the ideas further. Obviously looking up a piano might be a good starting place. I will say I have no background in music, so I might do some things wrong like space the keys or something, but also I think that's fine when you're oversimplifying for the case of a logo. So off the bat, I just don't quite have any great ideas. I had an idea, but I'm not sure that's them. We're gonna see, because I do think actually that this does have some potential, and no matter what, I do like how it kind of feels piano, but not really, and I think that's kind of the goal for a logo. We don't want it to overshow, but it should still be relevant and make sense. We're gonna head back to the noun project now and just kind of see if anything here makes sense. Again, probably search piano, maybe music. The good thing is too that there'll be tags, so people will put in relevant stuff. Here's something cool, like if we were combining our champagne and piano, we could take inspiration from this and that would be lots of fun. But those were different words that we generated. This has some good potential. I wonder if I could make the top of this look like a podium and still keep the piano feel, and I think that might be the direction I pursue. But we're gonna keep looking through, just seeing if anything makes sense. I think I'm also going to be flip-flopping between styles, but do let me know if you prefer kind of having me talk for a while and then it's sped up, or me talking throughout, just because I really don't know the best way to show my process and what people might find is important. Obviously these references are all similar pianos. I think we've kind of done what we can here, but this might also give me a good option. So for that last logo we made one. For this I think we might kind of rough out a few things just to see how it works the best, but because the word is prize and piano, I think what we're going to do is try to combine a competition podium with a piano. But we're going to try to kind of combine this idea here with either the keys, the shape of the piano, the side profile of the piano, something like that, and I think that's going to work really well. So that concludes the research for this, and now what we're going to do is, you guessed it, we're going to hide our artboards and just start working on some shapes. So here we go, I've done my attempt at executing this, but you'll see it's missing one key thing, and that is looking like a piano. It looks odd once we see it executed. It's exactly what I pictured, but absolutely awful. So I don't want to delete it, I do want to delete it, but I'll keep it there for later. But let's try a different approach that might look a little better. I think this is getting too complicated for a logo at this point, but hey, we'll see. Just hoping that my next part of this idea works well, which is going to be the kind of podium, but also piano body part. Because if you see a real piano, it would look something like this. That looks like Gary from SpongeBob, but you get the feel. So we're going to try to get that, but also kind of have a bit of the left part and the right part more square, so it feels like a podium mixed with a piano. If you can interpret that from this drawing, I am proud of you. Where I'm leaning is probably this bottom right one, and I'm not sure if I'll ever find it, but I think all it really needs is a bit of an X factor just to look a little cooler. But this is our Prize Pianos logo, so what we're gonna do here is realize we've been working too big the whole time, scale everything down a little bit, and add some type to it. Alright, so check it out. This is the final mark for the prized piano. So this was the words prize and piano. You will see I actually did change it a little since I stopped the speed art, and that's just because I couldn't quite get it feeling the way I wanted. So now it's quite like hard edged and feels a little more almost like kind of piano club. Still pretty upscale, but a little more fun and a little more kind of arts to it. So I'm pretty happy with how that turned out now. I think you could say that I didn't quite take the words literally, but the name does have prize and piano in them, and that podium is still kind of there in concept, so I'm quite happy with this, and I could definitely see this actually working out for a restaurant or bar of some sort. Now look, I know what we're all thinking right now. Okay, great logos, but where is the one for orange potato? So without further ado, run it. And here it is. This is the orange potato logo. Now, I don't really know what to say about it. It's pretty self-explanatory. I combined an orange and a potato, but honestly, I am pretty stoked with how this turned out. I don't know who would ever want it, but it's a pretty good looking mark. Of course, what else do you do but add some kind of bold, speedy text to it? Maybe almost need some speed lines coming off of it, but hey, I'm pretty happy with it. And who would have thought we'd be here making a logo for orange potato today? Alright, so that was my random word generated logo video. I hope you enjoyed it. Took me about an hour to do, so if you have any free time around, I would totally recommend doing this. I'll give you the link to the site that I use, but really you just need a couple random words, and then try to make a design or illustration or whatever you can out of them. I'd love to see what you make, so go ahead and tag me if you do it. Otherwise, please do subscribe, like the video, and otherwise I will probably see you around next Tuesday. So have an awesome day and go design something.